Welcome back, Capstone learners. We are now into Chapter 4. In my estimation, the most important chapter of this entire project, the opportunity where we get a chance to look at what you find out in terms of the data. And so let's take a few minutes to look at the introduction to data analysis here and see where your efforts will go in this particular chapter. So as I hope you're hearing in the tone of my voice, this is really where the rubber hits the road. All of your prep work really comes down to this chapter. We're going to find out if there's merit to this thought that you had in mind when you started this project in thought seemingly months ago. So what we're going to be doing here is really looking at exploring the findings. When you conduct this study, what are the findings that you come up with? What do they tell us? Do they align with what your research told us to begin with in Chapter 2? So we get a chance to see if your hunch plays out with what a lot of people in the literature alluded to in the past. So this is a great opportunity to see if that works out. What are the themes that are going to emerge from your findings? A lot of things that you'll see will probably be lumped into these themes, and we'll talk about that in future slide presentations here. And then, ultimately, do these findings really help you answer your research question? That's really what we've been after all along. How are you going to answer that research question? So this chapter truly holds the key to what we've been wondering for months as you put together this study. So, opening items to Chapter 4, this introductory section, generally will have a few of the components that you see here. You're generally looking at just a couple paragraphs where you're going to briefly describe the process you use to analyze your data. Again, this is total 30,000-foot view flyover, and you'll get into some more detail as we go, but you're going to review the data and the evidence collected. You're really looking for patterns and themes. The coded themes you'll talk about in specific as they emerged over time. You'll sort this data and evidence by these key themes. Again, we'll talk about that in more depth. Label the themes, identify the claims, previewing the key claims that have emerged from your data in the context of your research question. So really what we want to do is just put these items and pieces together to show and tell the story behind what your study's been all about. So with that, we're going to get started here and look at these pieces in a little bit more detail. God's blessings as we embark on this process.